What's going on, everyone? This is Kevin here, coming at you with Samsung Galaxy A21 tips and tricks. In this video, we're going to be checking out a variety of different hidden features about the phone, so let's get started. So these are my Samsung Galaxy A21 tips and tricks. The first thing I want to show you is how to get a battery percentage up in the upper right corner on the device. So by default, there is no battery percentage, and that can be frustrating because you don't know exactly what the percentage is when you glance at it. So to get the battery percentage up here at all times, pull down the shade, go to the settings gear, then go to search, type in battery, and you'll see that we have a variety of different options here. So you're going to go to show battery percentage and then tap on show battery percentage. And now you can see it in the upper right corner. So that's definitely very nice to have. Now by default, you can see here, we get the standard Android navigation buttons with the Samsung Galaxy A21. Now you actually have the ability to switch this over to the new gesture-based navigation. So to do this, you're going to pull down the shade, go to the settings, go up to search, type in nav, and let it load. And then you'll see right here, navigation bar. So you're going to tap on that, and then tap on navigation bar. And then you'll see that we have a variety of different options here. The first thing is that we can switch the navigation type, but also we have the button order. So if you do decide to keep the standard Android navigation buttons, you actually have the ability to change the order of those buttons. So when we tap on the other option, you can see the back button goes from the right side to the left side, and then the recent apps button has also been switched to the other side. So that can be very convenient, especially if you're left-handed. I could see where having the back button on the left side would help you quite a bit. So that really comes down to your personal preference. But then you can see here, we can switch to full screen gestures. And after tapping on that, you can see that we just have a tiny line now at the bottom. So with this enabled, we can swipe up to go to the home screen. You can also partially swipe up to get to the recent applications. And then you can swipe from the side to go back. So that's really cool. Definitely a big fan of that. It kind of reminds me of the gesture-based navigation that you get with many of the latest Apple products, for example. But there's even more customizations for the gestures. So go to more options, and then you can see here that there's actually this interesting hybrid option here, where you actually get 3 different lines here. So the middle line, when you swipe up on that, it'll take you home. Then the line on the left is your recent applications, and then the line on the right is the back button. So that's kind of interesting. Another option here. So I definitely recommend trying out all these different options to see what you might like. But we're going to go back to the other navigation option here. And you can see here that you also get the ability to customize the back gesture sensitivity. Then there's also a couple more options I wanted to point out here. So if you are very used to using the gestures and you don't need this line at the bottom, you can actually turn that off by turning off gesture hints. So the bar now goes away, and then you literally get a real full screen experience here with the phone. So you're saving a lot of screen real estate by not having any sort of bar here at the bottom or even a line, but at the same time, you're still able to use the phone in the way that you normally would. So definitely very cool there. And again, I recommend kind of playing around with that and seeing what you prefer. Now by default, when you go to the lock screen, you get this nice clock here, but you actually have the ability to customize that. So let me show you how to do that. So you're going to go to the settings and then go up to search, and then you're going to type in clock, and then you'll see right here under lock screen clock style. So tap on that and then tap on clock style again, and then you're going to see a variety of different options. The first thing we have here is the clock type. So the one on the far left is the default option, but you can see that there's tons of different other clock styles here as well. So definitely make sure to go through those and see if there's any others that you prefer. But I'm going to go with this one for now. And then from here, I can also customize the color. So I can do an adaptive color that auto adapts the color to the background, or I can pick any of these other pre-picked colors. There's also some rainbow gradients here as well. There's also a color palette where I can go even further and pick whatever color I want. So tap on done, and you can see there it's dark blue, and then tap on done again. And then now, when I go to my lock screen, it looks totally different. So it is very nice to have the ability to customize that in whatever way you want. For this next tip, I'm going to show you how to better optimize your device to get even better performance. So whether you feel like your phone is slowing down or not, this is still a good thing to do on a regular basis. So what you're going to do is pull down the shade, go to the settings, go to search, and then you're going to type in device care. And you'll see right there, device care. And then from here, it's going to scan your device, and then it's going to see what junk you can remove to speed things up. So it's going to remove stuff from both your storage cache and also your memory. So we're going to tap on Optimize Now, and it's going to go through the optimization process. You can see it did optimize quite a few things here. I'm going to tap on Done. And now the device has been optimized. So that is really nice. Now, I recently optimized this phone right before I did this video, but definitely after you use this phone for several weeks and then you go ahead and optimize it, there's going to be a lot of stuff here that it will clean out. The next feature I want to show you is called Dual Messenger. So pull down the shade, go to the settings, go to search, type in Dual, and you'll see right there, Dual Messenger, and then tap on it again. And essentially, what Dual Messenger is that it will install a second copy of any compatible application so that you can sign into that app with a separate account. So Snapchat and Facebook are two apps that I have installed on the phone that are compatible with this. And essentially, for both of these apps, you don't have the ability to sign into the app with multiple logins. Now on other apps like Instagram and Twitter, you can log into multiple accounts at the same time, but you can't with these apps. So what you can do is turn on Dual Messenger, it'll install a second copy of Snapchat, for example, and then on one of your Snapchat apps, you'll have one account logged in, and then on the other app, you'll log in with the other account. So that's pretty awesome and definitely a cool thing to see here. So if that's something that you find yourself needing to do, then you have the ability to do it with at least these two apps. There are other apps that work with this as well, but what's nice is that you don't have to really research that because whatever apps that you have installed that are compatible with this will pop up here under Dual Messenger. So that's pretty interesting, and that's something that you definitely cannot do with iOS. So one of my favorite features with Android is that we have an app drawer. But what's cool is that you can actually take this to the next level by clearing out some junk that you don't want here. So maybe there are certain apps that you do want installed, but at the same time, you don't want them in the app drawer. For example, I got this phone from Metro by T-Mobile. I've got some carrier apps on here, and I'm pretty much never going to use these anyway. So let's hide a few of them. So I'm going to hide my Metro. So what you're going to do is go up to the corner, tap on the three dots, go to home screen settings, and then you're going to go down to hide apps. And then you'll see your list of apps right here. So I'm going to hide my Metro, and then it's now in the hidden apps section. I'm going to tap on done. And then now when we go to the app drawer, I'm going to go to the place where it normally is, and you can see that my Metro is nowhere to be found. Now don't worry, you can easily bring this back by going back to where we were, go to home screen settings again, go down to hide apps, and then you can see it's right there, and then remove it from hide apps, tap on done, and then go back to the app drawer, and you'll see that it's back here. Now you do have to put it back in its folder, but that's not a problem. So that's a really cool feature and a nice way to really clean up your app drawer so you don't have a bunch of random apps in here that maybe you don't use that often. So definitely a nice thing, and there might be some certain situations where that especially comes in handy. So with Samsung's One UI user interface on the device, you do get a lot of different animations. Whether it is going to the camera app, for example, or going to the Google Play Store, or going to a folder, there are animations on here, and you actually have the ability to toggle those animations on the device, and it's very easy. So pull down the shade, go to the settings, go to search, type in reduce, And you'll see it right here, reduce animations, tap on that, and then turn that on. And now the animations have been dramatically reduced. The device feels a lot faster when using it, and it's definitely a really nice thing here. So I like that a lot. I'll probably keep that on permanently, so that's pretty awesome. You can also take things a step further and completely remove the animations, and you can do this through accessibility. So pull down the shade, go to the settings, go to search, type in remove, and you'll see right here, remove animations. And then you can turn on remove animations, and now there are no animations at all. So that's really awesome, nice and easy. So that makes the device feel super quick. So if you feel like things are kind of lagging behind and you want to just get rid of the animations, then you can easily do that by going to remove animations. For the next tip, I'm going to show you how to have a YouTube video pop up on the interface here. So you're going to first go over to the YouTube app and then pull up a video. In 2020 especially, with devices in this price range. So I've now got this video pulled up here. I'm going to pause that for a second here. And then basically what you're going to do is tap on the recent apps button and then go over to the video. Hold your finger down on the YouTube icon. And then you'll see that we have several different options here. We do have the split screen view as an option. So that will just make the app shrink down to half the display. And then you can pull in another app for the bottom or vice versa. But we're going to go to pop-up view, and now you can see that we have basically this mini app popped up over the interface. So I can go through the whole interface and kind of navigate around, and that's pretty awesome. I can also change the size of this to just the video itself, and then I can place the video up in the corner. I'm glad that Samsung has decided to keep Face Unlock. So that's great. It's really cool that we can do this with a budget device. You can also adjust the transparency as well. So maybe you want to kind of see the video, but at the same time, you want to also be able to see what you're doing as well. Then you do have the ability to do that. So that's really cool. I'm going to pause that. You can also change it to no transparency there. And then you can also tap on the X here to exit out. So that's pretty nice. And finally, for the last tip that I want to show you, and this is a really cool one, this is called Side Key. So pull down the shade, go to the settings, and then search up side. And you're going to see it right there, side key. So there's a couple of things here. The first thing is that you can turn this off completely, but actually by default, you can double press on the power button and it will launch the camera app. So you can see it does it very quickly there, but let's go back. But you can also customize this to open up any app. So go to open app, and this will load up. And now you can choose from any of your apps. So I'm going to do Instagram. And now, doesn't matter where you are, when you double tap on the power button, it will pull up Instagram. So that's really cool. Definitely a big fan of that. That is super convenient. And I wish that was something we had with every phone. Now that is something that Samsung pretty much does with every device of theirs, but I wish other companies would get on board and offer this feature as well. But in general, those are my tips and tricks about the Samsung Galaxy A21. I hope you found this video to be helpful, and if you did, give it a thumbs up. But my name is Kevin, make sure to sub to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.